What's going on, everyone? It's your girl, Rebecca Ruber, here with Inside the Ring. And today on the show, we have a top up-and-coming prospect. We have Kieran Molloy, signed with Top Rank and Conlon Boxing. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. You will be seeing him fight this weekend at the Garden on the undercard of Beterbiev V Smith Jr. How you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good. Excited for Saturday now.
So we talked a little bit before we started recording. This is your first time here in New York City. How are the states treating you, more specifically New York City?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's nothing like what I'm used to. Used to be in the countryside back home, so it's cool. It's surreal. It's a lot different here in New York, like thousands of people on the streets and stuff. But I'm enjoying it. It's cool.
Yeah. Have you gotten to do anything since you've been here?
Just went up, walked in Times Square, and went to Central Park as well for a run. So yeah, it was nice to see it all.
How was it being able to run in Central Park?
It was cool, yeah. It was cool. It was a nice day as well, so just soaking it all up.
Yeah, it's a little rainy. I think you brought a little bit of rain here,
Yeah.
but it's, for the most part, it's been really, really nice here on the East Coast. So hopefully it'll stay super sunny for the rest of your stay.
Hopefully.
Do you have anything else planned while you're here?
I'd like to go out and see Statue of Liberty,
Okay.
and maybe Brooklyn Bridge as well.
Well, I'm assuming you know this already, but New York, more than anything, is known for its food, and I know you can't have any of it just yet. But after weigh-ins, do you plan on having any specific meal or anything like that?
Probably just load up on loads of different stuff. But I'm looking forward to pizza after my fight. Yeah, it looks so good, the pizza walking around. So
Once you have pizza here, anywhere else, it's absolute garbage. I promise you that. I'm sorry to disappoint. But.
I know, I've heard. I'm looking forward to that as well.
So let's talk about your very humble beginnings as a boxer. When did you pick up your first pair of gloves and why?
When I was 5 years old, when I went down to the boxing club with my brothers, Undercard Boxing Club. We were just training in a community centre, and my dad has been my coach my whole amateur career. So yeah, I was 5 and just never looked back since.
So you've had a pretty extensive amateur career. Was there a moment during your amateur career where you realized you wanted to go pro?
Yeah, when I was about 16, I realized that this is what I wanted to do full time. I knew that I was only going to stay amateur for so long. So as an amateur, I had over 200 bouts, over 200 wins as well. So we wanted to get as much experience as possible in the elite, like international elites. And then after that, then it was time to go professional.
Well, now you're signed to Top Rank and Conlon Boxing. How did that opportunity happen?
So we were just traveling around and trying to talk with different managements, promotions. And once we sat down with Conlon's and their plans with Top Rank as well, it was a no-brainer for us. They great vision for us, like a global vision. So it was a perfect deal for us.
Now, why did you choose to work with Conlon? How has it been working with the Conlons?
It's been fantastic. Yeah, there's great communication there and loyalty. So I would have known the Conlons as well for a few years.
Okay.
I used to train with Michael when I was younger, and I've always looked up to him as well. So to be working alongside him is great.
So he's been scouting you out from the beginning. He's like, I'm going to manage this kid one day.
Possibly, and his brother Jamie as well there. Yeah, it's a dream to work with them.
So I know you're not from New York City. You're not from the States. But to fight in the Garden, Madison Square Garden, is a very, very big deal. What does it mean for you for your pro U.S. debut? What does it mean for you to be fighting here in New York City?
It means everything to me since I was a kid. These are the places that you want to be fighting. You dream of these things. When you're training, it's motivation. And to be here for my second fight, it's, like I said, it's just surreal. Madison Square Garden, being Irish as well. Yeah. There's great support already here for see people going around with like Ireland rugby tops on and Galway jerseys and stuff. So that's great.
There are plenty of Irish people here in New York City, and they show up when they know that a fellow Irishman is fighting in the Garden. So you'll definitely be seeing a lot of green, you'll be seeing a lot of rugby shirts, and a lot of yelling and screaming for sure.
For sure. They're loud anyways.
So let's talk about this fight for this weekend. How did you prepare during this fight camp for this fight? Was there anything different that you've worked on compared to your other fights, whether it was amateur or your first pro fight?
Yeah, like amateur boxing and professional boxing is a lot different, even though it's still boxing, but it's like a sprint and a marathon, I suppose. It's way more slowed down. Yeah. And for my debut, I was a bit eager, I think, to get out, get going, because I felt like it was so long coming. So this fight now, we've settled down a bit. I've had a long camp for this, so I'm more than ready. I'm looking forward to showing the fight fans what I'm about now.
Any notable names that you've sparred or that you've been working with this fight camp?
Well, I've been training alongside Anthony Joshua, Fraser Clark, and Richard Riakporhe. They're my stable mates. So
how has that been?
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it's good. Can't ask for a better stable than that. So we're pushing each other on every day and improving. So it's good.
Have they been giving you any piece of advice that you can share with the listeners, that something that's been something that you'd like to carry on in your career?
Just I see how hard they work. Their work ethic, and deal with setbacks properly. Don't always just throw your cards out. Just the way Joshua is training now after coming off a loss, it's like it's great. He really wants to win these belts back. So he's so driven, and it's great to be alongside these sort of guys.
Yeah, we love seeing fighters that are hungry for those belts.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the main event, Beterbiev versus Smith Jr. Who do you got for that fight?
I think Beterbiev, but look, Joe Smith Jr. is a great fighter as well. Very, very tough, and has a great chin and everything. So it's going to be a tough fight, whatever way it goes. But I fancy Beterbiev for the win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen plenty of fights in the past year where the underdog comes back on top. Styles make fights, right? So you just never know, and I think that's the beauty of boxing, is you can go into the ring thinking one thing, and it's a completely different game plan.
Yeah, that's it. Especially even when the opponent is like a late opponent or something. You see so many like upsets, and it's just like, well, that shouldn't have happened. But that's the game. One punch can change it all. So, look, that's it.
Very well said. So now we're going to go into this little segment that I have. Have you ever used the fight ball?
No.
Okay. Never. You've never used the fight ball?
Oh.
That one.
With a tennis ball, but not this one.
Okay. So this one's going to be a little more challenging. But, you've seen probably Lomachenko on Instagram do it. Yeah. It's not, guys. Just saying. I've had the past two fighters that I've had on the show today do this. It's a little challenging.
How many did they get?
So I think the highest one was 24. I think not bad. I think it's more about like getting a rhythm. Like it doesn't have to be fast, just kind of getting that pace. So what you can do is it's Velcro, so you can take it off, put it on your head. And this is actually a UK brand called Box Ballin', and it's an app. So you download the app with the QR code, and what we do is we stay silent, and when you hit it, it counts how many hits it has. Based off that number, I'm gonna then pick a question, and then you have to answer that question.
Okay.
Go. So this question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
World champion.
Oh, okay. That was 11. 14. If you could watch one fight ringside, what would it be? Any type of fight, future, something you made up, the past?
Mickey Ward versus Ettore Gatti. Sorry.
It's okay. I took that one personal. That was right to my face. All right. Okay. What is the funniest memory you have in your boxing career?
Me and when we were 13 in Russia, we were on schoolboys trip, and we went to get quad bikes on the beach. So we were going around once or twice, and we crashed through a wooden house, straight through it.
You crashed
and crashed straight through the house. We thought it was class and stuff, but then we went through like a wooden house that was on the beach.
That sounds like a movie. Like that sounds like an action movie. Like what? There was no one in there that I'm assuming, or?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure. Hopefully not.
We never heard from that person again.
No.
All right, let's do it one more time, okay?
Going good.
You're gonna jinx yourself. I'm telling you right now. You're jinxing yourself. 46. I told you. You can't get cocky on this show. All right. All right, last question. What is your go-to cheat meal?
Back home, Supermax. It's like a fast food restaurant, but like an Irish one. I think.
So what would you get?
Chicken sandwich meal.
Ooh, that sounds good. Does it come with like fries
Yeah,
or
fries and like garlic dip and
and garlic dip?
Garlic dip. It's like garlic mayonnaise.
Oh, that actually sounds so good.
It is. It's good. It's good.
All right. Well, you know where Inside the Ring's going next. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. And if you have any social media you'd like to shout out, any sponsors, any message to your fans, feel free to do that now.
Perfect. Yeah. So on Instagram, it's Kieran Molloy 12. On Twitter, it's Kieran Molloy 8. And big shout out to my sponsors as well back home: 7 Bar, Kingdom Steel, Celtic Traffic Management, Clean Cut Meals. And yeah, that's it now.
Thank you so much.